Most people want to become wealthy someday. But if you are like me, you don't want to wait until you are old and gray to enjoy your wealth. So that poses the question, can you become wealthy, even a millionaire, in 5 years or less? Or is that just a fantasy? Here's my take. You can become a millionaire in 5 years, but the only realistic path to achieving this milestone in so short a time is by starting a business. It can be a traditional brick-and-mortar business or an online business, but the key is to start one that has a realistic chance to succeed and grow within that period of time. You may point to crypto millionaires and other people who have invested in high-risk investments as examples of folks who have done this without starting a business. But that is not a realistic path because your chances of repeating their success are slim. In many cases, they invested in the right thing at the right time, which means your window of opportunity to do the same has probably passed. There are some people who advise that you can become rich in 5 years by observing traditional rules of personal finance. Things like spending less than you earn, saving the difference, and investing in the market. This is a personal finance channel, so I fully support developing good financial habits. But you won't get rich in 5 years by relying on these types of conventional strategies. That's because your earning potential is capped if you follow this advice. How much you can save and invest is determined by your income, which is determined by your job. And in most cases, your job can only bring in so much. For example, let's say you earn $50,000 per year. This is around the median income in the US. Let's say you save 20% of that each year. At the end of 5 years, you will only have $50,000. It's decent money, but you are far from being rich. You might be asking, what about returns on that money? Unfortunately, the outcome does not change much even when you factor in reasonable returns. If you do really well and invest that money at 15% per year, you will still only have a little over $67,000. That's hardly setting the world on fire, and not even close to that $1 million mark. But a business has no such cap. If you strike on the right idea and execute it well, the sky's the limit on how much your business can make. So, now that we know that a business is the right vehicle to obtain wealth in a relatively short period of time, the question becomes, what business should you start? We will cover 5 businesses that have the potential to generate significant income for you in less than 5 years. When available, I have provided real-world examples of how much these businesses can make, and, in many cases, how quickly they can make it. I have also provided links below to resources showing you how you can get started in each of them. Blogging. Let me begin with my favorite business to start if you want to be rich in 5 years or less. As you probably know, a blog is just a website filled with articles around a particular topic. I operate multiple blogs, so I have some experience in this business. What I love about blogging is that you can basically start for free. So there's almost no financial risk. On top of that, the ongoing costs and maintenance responsibilities are almost zero. What's even better is that you can do it at home in your spare time. But what makes blogging the ideal business to get rich in 5 years is its ability to generate huge cash flow within a pretty short period of time. I am talking about thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars each month. I want to be clear that I am not talking about mega blogs like NerdWallet and the Huffington Post. Those sites make millions per month. I am talking about sites started by regular people like you and me. If you don't believe that a small blog can make this type of money, check out empireflippers.com. They are a platform that buys and sells websites. When you browse through their offerings, you will see blogs that started just a few years ago making tens of thousands of dollars per month. I would note that Empire Flippers is pretty rigorous about the businesses they list on their site and performs significant due diligence on the numbers. They require clear proof of traffic and earnings before you can even list on their website. Here's a representative sampling of blogs that I found on their site on the day I produced this video. All are under 5 years old and make over $10,000 per month. Of course, these specific blogs may no longer be available by the time you are watching this, but these types of businesses are there all the time. I have no doubt that there will always be relatively new businesses that are making tens of thousands of dollars per month selling on that site at any given time. To be fair, not every blog is going to generate this type of money, or do it so quickly. Many fail to make any money at all. But what do you really have to lose? As I mentioned before, you can get started for very little money and it costs almost nothing to maintain your site. If you are willing to invest the time and effort, why not take a shot? So let's say you take the plunge, and it turns out you have a knack for it. If you are able to grow a blog into something that generates around $20,000 to $25,000 per month, your blog is going to be worth $1 million because your blog is generally worth between 40 times and 50 times its monthly income. You are now a millionaire. As you saw from some of the examples above, this is possible within a 5-year period, although I admit it will be challenging. But even if you fall short and your blog only makes $1,000 per month, that yields a valuation between $40,000 to $50,000. That's the equivalent of saving $50,000 like we discussed earlier, but it's a lot less painful. If you are interested in learning more about blogging and how to get started, check out my full article on passive income blogging in the description below. Amazon FBA Business. You can start an e-commerce business and sell your products on Amazon through their FBA program. FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. The options are endless. You can sell iPhone cases, high-end cameras, you name it. Under this program, you provide the inventory and Amazon takes care of fulfillment. This means that Amazon will store your products in their warehouses. They'll pick, pack, and ship them to your customers, and provide customer service for your products. As a beginner, the key is to find the right niche product to sell. You will also need to juggle a lot of things, like finding suppliers who can reliably make the product for a good price, organizing deliveries to the Amazon warehouse, wisely managing inventory, getting great reviews, and fighting off competition. It won't be easy, but if you can do it, you can make a ton of money, and you can make it fast. This is evidenced by some of the listings that you see for Amazon FBA businesses on Empire Flippers. Here are some examples. If the thought of making money with Amazon is intriguing to you, check out my article on how to make passive income with Amazon. It covers Amazon FBA as well as other ways to make passive income through Amazon. These strategies include affiliate marketing through Amazon Associates, selling designs through Merch by Amazon, and much more. Publishing ebooks. You can also start an Amazon KDP business. KDP stands for Kindle Direct Publishing. Through this program, you can publish your own books and sell them on Amazon. If you have always dreamed of being a published writer, this can make that dream a reality, and the money can be good too. Check out these Amazon KDP businesses that I found on Empire Flippers to see what I am talking about. To learn more about Amazon KDP and how you can begin publishing and selling your own ebooks, check out the official Amazon site for this program, which I also have provided in a link below. Start an ATM route business. ATMs are also a great way to generate very high returns on investment within a short period of time. You can buy a new ATM for just a few $1,000s and start generating passive income, and the returns can be spectacular. You can be looking at ROIs in excess of 100% per year if you find a good location for your ATM. This type of ROI is supported by information from companies in the ATM industry. According to Lieberman Companies, you may be able to make your money back on an ATM within 6 months of buying, which equals a 200% annual ROI. If you want to learn more about how to start a passive ATM business, check out my detailed article on this topic below. Real estate investing. Another great way to achieve meaningful wealth in 5 years is to invest in real estate. Although most people view real estate as a slow and steady way to accumulate wealth, there are unconventional strategies you can use to fast-track your road to wealth. The BRRRR strategy. One of the most popular strategies is the BRRRR strategy, which stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. The idea is this. Let's say you find a beat-up property for $100,000, but after fixing it up, it is worth $200,000. You only put $20,000 as a down payment. You then rehab it for $20,000 more and then rent it out for $1,500 for monthly cash flow. Then you refinance it, which means you replace the existing $80,000 loan with a cash-out refinance of $140,000. That's assuming you get a 70% loan-to-value on the cash-out refinance. That means you will get $60,000 out when you refinance. You can use that money to repeat the process, but this time with 2 or 3 properties instead of 1. You can imagine how quickly you can grow your wealth by doing this. Sandwich lease options. Another real estate strategy to quickly grow wealth is by using sandwich lease options. A sandwich lease option is an arrangement where you buy a lease option from the owner of a property and then sell a lease option to a tenant. What is a lease option, you might ask? It is basically just a contract. Actually, it's 2 contracts. The first contract is the option. That allows you to buy the property from the existing owner at a certain price. The second contract is the lease. You enter into a long-term lease for the property, including the right to sublease it out to another tenant. As I mentioned earlier, in a sandwich lease option, you are the middleman in the transaction. You make money by negotiating a lease option with the owner that has a lower rent and a lower option price than the lease option that you negotiate with your tenant. Here's an example of how a sandwich lease option works. Step 1. Under your lease option with an owner, you pay a $3,000 option fee to buy the property for $100,000 within 3 years. Your rent is $1,000. Step 2. You then structure a lease option with your tenant buyer where they pay you $4,000 as an option fee. Under your lease option with them, they can buy the property for $120,000 and they pay you $1,200 per month in rent. Step 3. You pocket the difference between the two contracts. Obviously, you capture the spread between your option fee and the tenant's option fee. You also pocket the difference between the rents. So in our example, you get $1,000 for the difference between the option fees and $200 per month for the difference in rents. If you land the trifecta, your tenant will buy the property from you by using their option, and you will then get to pocket the difference there too, which would equal $20,000. I know it's a bit complicated and a lot to take in. If you want a more detailed explanation of sandwich lease options, including the risks and benefits of using this strategy, check out my article on sandwich lease options below. So there you have it, 5 strategies that you can use to get rich in 5 years. If you found this video helpful, please press the like button. If you want to get more great content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel by clicking the subscribe button. It really helps us out. Thanks for watching.